This is audio diary entry 15th of July 2026, carrying on from the previous diary entry concerning sincerity. Yeah, so just because something's sincere doesn't necessarily mean that everybody's going to like it. Because, when we think of, how would I put it? Well, this audio diary is sincere, for example, and so I have to pause and stop and think. Perhaps I'll repeat myself, perhaps I'll go off on some wild tangent. That's organic, that's sincere, and I'll sincerely apologize for it if I catch myself doing it. But anyway, not everybody is going to like whatever art you produce, even if it's 100% sincere. And that doesn't matter at the end of the day. And again, if we apply this to real world systems, a good example is the weather. Actually, it's a bit like the weather. So some people, a fair number of people, don't like the wind or they don't like the cold. Some people do like it. Some people like a strong breeze cutting through. They like to feel that. Some people like it cold because they can just put more clothes on or put the heating on or something. Whereas it doesn't work the other way around. If it's too hot, you kind of screwed. So there's a case in it, and sometimes people change their minds. And that doesn't stop the wind from and the rain or the cold for being what they are. So that's the same thing with sincerity and art. So just because you're producing sincere art doesn't mean that people are automatically going to like it. So again, how are we measuring the value of our work? We are measuring it by the clarity of what we are communicating and the clarity in which it was received. So, if you get somebody, a negative reviewer, somebody says, I can't stand this composer's music. It's blah 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 blah. This is what's wrong with this. I don't like about it. Blah 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 blah. And that's absolutely fine. They just don't like that sort of thing. But there will be people who do like that sort of thing. I can't think of any composer in the history of time who's ever composed something. I don't mean someone who's come up with something in the shower or starts bellowing drunk in the street and calls it a composition. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about somebody who has sat down seriously as a composer and composed something that absolutely no single person liked, save the composer themselves. I don't think of one example of that ever occurring in the entire history of humanity. So we need to, keep things in perspective. that way when we get hung up on whether or not what you whether or not anyone likes uh, what you produce. Someone will like it. Yeah. So that's the supplement, if you like, to the first diary entry.